We are Rogue Media Sports.
I am scared, people. People, I'm scared. Liverpool might actually win this thing. Liverpool might actually win this thing. And Manchester City, what's going on? What is going on? There's so much to unpack. This is Mind on Football Fans. Let's go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mind on Football Fans, your go-to home for all things Premier League football. I'm David, and yes, today's just me. Spy isn't here. Spy has a lot going on right now. So it's just me. I can't wait to kick it up with you all. So let's get right into it. I hope you all had an amazing week. For those of you in the States, I hope you all had an amazing Thanksgiving. This is the last month of the year. So happy new month to you all. So glad to see you all. Thank you so much for joining us. Before we jump right into it, before we jump right into all the football and all the action, I have to start by saying thank you so much to all our amazing fans, all our amazing followers on every platform, be it social media, be it YouTube, be it TikTok, whatever platform, whatever podcast, whatever platform you listen to our podcast. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. So please keep up the good work. And if you are new to the show, if you are new to the channel, precisely our YouTube channel, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Hit that notification bell right there and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate you so much. And also, just know that this is not the only place you can find us. Listen to Mind of Football Fans podcast wherever you get your podcast platform. Yes, people, wherever you get a podcast platform, wherever you get a podcast, we're out there. So check us out on all podcast platforms. Thank you so much. So let's jump right into the action, shall we? Match week 13, 25 more match weeks to go. 35 more games to go. And we're in that period where the games are coming thick and fast. The games are coming in 1, 2, 3, 4, like they're just flying. We're entering that period, literally started from this week. The games are coming thick and fast. By the time this episode drops, we'll be in match week 14. That's crazy. Thick and fast, right into it. So let's jump into match week 13. He has had some good games, big games, goals were scored left, right, and center. But we have to start with the game of the match week. Liverpool to Man City 0. For the first time in Pep's history, he's lost 4 league games. For the first time in Pep's history, he's winless in 7 games in all competitions. We're talking dating back to the EFL Cup where they lost to Spurs. That's mental. That is mental. But let's start with Liverpool first. Liverpool came into this game and from minute 0, they were flying. From minute 0, they were flying. I'm not even kidding you. I'm not joking. Liverpool were at it from minute 0. They did not give City space to breathe. City couldn't even touch the ball. City couldn't do nothing. It made a City player, one City player gets the ball, 5 Liverpool players are there. He could not get out. No City player could get out of their own half. So big ups Liverpool, big ups and a slot because this game was pretty much everyone labeled it the game of the week or the game of the season. I literally did not agree with you. I agree with any of them, but this was still a big game. And Liverpool from minute 0 came out and showed why this is no fluke, guys. About 5 match weeks ago, I don't know if that's proper, but we'll stick with it. 5 match weeks ago, everyone was like, Liverpool haven't played anyone. You know, they were like, oh, when Liverpool play the big boys, we'll see what's going on. They played Arsenal. They've played Chelsea. They've played Manchester United. They've played Real Madrid in the Champions League. Played AC Milan in the Champions League. And then they come and play Man City. The same week they play Real Madrid in the Champions League, they come and play City. And in all those games, they have either won or drawn. Precisely Arsenal, referring to Arsenal, they did draw against Arsenal. But every other game, they won. Liverpool might be the real deal. Or rather, they are the real deal. Liverpool are the real deal. They are contending. They are 9 points clear of second Arsenal. That is mental. No one saw this coming. Everyone, when predicting, said Liverpool Best case scenario, sixth. Best case scenario, fifth. I think I put them in my top four. I think I was either third or fourth. I can't remember my prediction. But no one saw them 9 points clear at this stage of the season. No one saw them 11 points clear of, 11 or, yes, 11 points clear of Man City. That is mental, people. That is mental. But yeah, credit to Arne Slot. He's coming and he's doing amazingly. He's his man managing his man management rather, let me say that his man management of those players have been amazing. And yeah, we'll talk about the Salah contract, talk about Van Dijk contract, we'll talk about Alexander Arnold and all that good stuff. But the way he's managed them to still keep the goal. They have kept the focus. They are standing on business. Yes, the contract. Yes, we know it is expiring, but he's managed those players that they are standing on business, even with all this contract talk. So credit and a slot, credit Liverpool. Obviously, he changed a few things here and there. Starting shout out to Subslide. Subslide was amazing in this game. Like everywhere, Subslide was just everywhere, everywhere. Credit to Subslide, obviously. And then you look at the midfield. The midfield won this game for Liverpool. Simple. The midfield won this game for Liverpool. Man City could not control midfield. Like usually when City is winning, they win games by controlling midfield. Man City had no control of midfield. And that's kind of what's been going on with City, pretty much the midfield. And it's not just Rodri, just the midfield in general. Man City and we'll get into Man City in a minute, but yeah, Liverpool won this game by controlling the midfield, and it's that simple. Moving on to City, yes, as I said, first time in Pep's career, he's gone 7 games without winning, dating back to the EFL game against Spurs. Midweek, City were 3-0 up to Feyenoord. Is it Feyenoord? Yes, to Feyenoord. They were 3-0 up to Feyenoord with about 15 minutes to go. And Feyenoord stormed back to rescue a point from that game. And we're wondering what's going on. City giving up a 3-goal lead at home. That's mental. What's going on, City? What's going on? And then they come and Pep goes on this weird ass formation thing. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what was going on with him, but he started Gundogan, Bernardo Silva in the midfield. What's that? What's going on? No, this is not a knock on those players, but why are you starting? Yeah, Liverpool. Man City lost the midfield battle. They lost the battle, and it's I Pep starting those guys in midfield. I don't know. He could have. I don't know if that he was trying to be smart. I don't know what he was trying to do, but that was just not it. That was not it in any way, shape, or form. And they lost the battle. They couldn't even. I think I think if you look at the stats, City had like in the first half, City had no shot on target, which is mental. It went through a whole half without a shot on goal. That's mental. City's problems are way beyond. They are way beyond Rodri missing. Yeah, when they lost the first 2 games, we're like, okay, maybe it was Rodri. We thought, okay, it's Rodri. But this is way past Rodri. I've got to the stage where I think um it's to the point where this particular group of players are just done. We've gotten to the peak of this particular group of players. Pep needs to rebuild and refresh the squad. And we're not just talking about 2, 3 players. We're talking about like five new refreshed players that Pep can work with and get this thing going again. I think we have just gotten to the peak of this. And I come end of season, I might be wrong. Come end of season, this same group of players can go on and cut that 11 point gap to Liverpool and end up in the league. I could be wrong, you know. But the way it's looking right now, yeah, this group of players are pretty much done. This is what it is. This is what it is. But Mo Salah has 18 goal involvements in the Premier League this season, which is mental. 8 goals, 10 assists. 8 goals, 10 assists, or 8 goals. No. 10 goals, 8 assists. That's what it is. Because he's just, I think, one behind Haaland. or 11 goals, 7 assists, something along those lines. Which is mental for someone that too is out of contract at the end of the summer. That's been the rumor out. He's publicly come out and said, I said, bearing anything, this was his last game against Man City in a Liverpool shirt. Obviously, anything can happen. The fact that I do want to say this, the fact that Liverpool haven't offered Van Dijk, Mo Salah, and Trent Alexander-Arnold on new contracts at this stage or at this time is mental. I don't know what's going on, but the fact that those three players have not been ordered, have not been given new contracts, it's crazy. But it is what it is. Liverpool ended up with a victory, 9 points clear of the second best in Arsenal and 11 points clear of Manchester City. Let's be frank, anything can happen. But Man City winning the league is it's not possible. This is what it is. But moving on, let's move on to another game of match week 13. West Ham 2, Arsenal 5. This game finished ended in the first half. After the first half, if you watch the game, it was a waste of time. Let's start with that. This game, everything happened in the first half. All the goals scored, dramas happened first half. Anything after the 45 minutes mark was a waste of time. I don't know why I watched. I don't know why I watched it, obviously because I'm an Arsenal fan. But I don't know why I watched it. Second half was so boring. Let's be frank. First half, Arsenal came out in first 35 minutes, scoring 4 goals. 4 goals right out of the bat in 35 minutes. And we're like, damn, okay. And then right after that, Wan Bissaka's, what's his name? Carlos Soler played a wonderful pass. No, credit to that. I don't know how he saw that pass, but he played a wonderful pass to Wan-Bissaka, and Wan-Bissaka finished it beautifully, 2-2 for him. Obviously scoring in the win against Newcastle. In which, if Spy was here, I will apologize to Spy, but Spy isn't here. I was wrong. I had Newcastle winning that game, but West Ham ended up winning that game 2-0. So, yeah, 2-2 for Wan-Bissaka. And then Emerson with a wonderful free kick up and under, literally up, hit the bar and under. It was crazy, crazy, crazy. And then it was shaky. It was shaky from there. And we're like, oh my God, is Arsenal going to do what Arsenal did against Newcastle a few years back when they were 4-0 up and then they ended up coming back to draw the game 4-4? Will Arsenal do that? In my brain, I was like, nah, we're all good. But whole social media is reacting, everyone's going, oh my days, and that did not happen. Then Arsenal came back. Well, not came back, but in the 45th minute mark with 5 minutes added, um, a corner comes in and what's his name? Fabianski punches Gabriel. Clear penalty. He didn't even get the ball. Clear penalty. No one can argue about it. No one can argue about it. It was a clear penalty. It is what it is. And Saka converted. Saka has 5 goals and 10 assists. Saka leads the league in assists. My predictions, I had Odegaard winning the assists or playmaker award, but it looks like it might be Saka. Saka looks like he might be breaking the assist record this season with the pace at which he's going. Arsenal have returned. Arsenal look like they have been rejuvenated. They look like they are back in form. Putting 3 past Forest last week, then 5 against Sporting midweek, and then away from home, and then putting 5 at West Ham. Arsenal look rejuvenated, and obviously, yeah, everyone will say it's Odegaard, but yeah, it is Odegaard, and he's just brought a lot to the team, and the whole team having their captain back, having their playmaker back, I think has just been instrumental for them. Saka finished the game with 2 assists and a goal. Man of the man like performance. Odegaard was just amazing, and he deserved the penalty. Kudos to him. Kudos to the whole team. I want to shout out one person though. Obviously, Gabriel with the header had a header midweek, and he did the celebration again. The same thing with this week. He did the same celebration again. Obviously, Goreke's celebrations like this, but Gabriel has it is what it is. But I do want to shout out one particular person, and that's Urin Timber. He's been amazing, phenomenal on that right. It's like Ben White. It's like Ben White who. That's pretty much what it is. Timber has played so well that it's like Ben White who. Um. So yeah. Shout out to Timber. He's been amazing. He's been fantastic, and yeah, I just really love him and credit to him. Credit to him. Moving on, West Ham I'm not going to say anything on West Ham. It is what it is. West Ham are just terrible. You are lucky to get those two goals. Let's be frank. Obviously, other than the pass, the pass by Carlos Soler and the wonderful free kick by Emerson, West Ham are terrible. This is what it is. You think that after that win against Newcastle away from home, the, no, sorry, not away from home, but at home, they will come and then beat Arsenal. But yeah, away from home, not beat Arsenal, but like at least challenge, like show some fight. Well, that didn't happen. It is what it is. Moving on to another game. Manchester United 4, Everton 0. I cannot remember the last time Manchester United scored 4 goals in a game and did not concede. I cannot remember the last time that. And shout out to Ruben Amorim. I can't again. We're getting there. I can't really pronounce that well, but we're getting there. We're getting better in it. Yeah, 'cause I said I can't remember last time United scored 4 goals and conceded, 0. But shout out to Manchester United. They look rejuvenated. Shout out to Marcus Rashford. He looks really new under a new manager. He looks so much good, so better. And it reminds me of the first season with Ten Hag, where Ten Hag came and Rashford was on that run of scoring literally 11 goals or whatever he finished. I can't remember how many goals he finished with that year, but he looks like this is pretty much what it is. But it's different. It feels different compared to last time. It feels like he's on the same page. And Manchester United is a work in progress. Don't get me wrong. Like obviously there will be up and downs, but I like what I see from United. I love what I see from Manchester United. Shout out to one player though, Amad Diallo. He had 2 assists. Actually, 2 players, Amad Diallo and Bruno Fernandes. Both players have just been amazing, spectacular. Amad Diallo has taken on that right wing back role really well. He's looked really good, and he gives me shades of Saka. Sta- Winger like figure, short, small, cutting in with his left foot. Yeah, yeah. So credit to both of them. Both assisted. Both had 2 assists in the game. Rashford and Amad Diallo. Both to Rashford and Xerxes. So big ups to Manchester United. Big ups to Amiron for what he's doing so far. And I said there'll be ups and downs, but trust me, this is a process. You have to trust the process. Manchester United fans, you can't go after one loss saying, "Oh, get him out, terrible, terrible, terrible." You know, no, it's a work in progress. I've seen this with so many teams. Give it time, and you reap the rewards of your patience. You reap the rewards of your patience. Moving on, Everton. I'm not to say on Everton. I'm not even trying to stress Everton. Everton will be okay. Let's just leave it. Let's call it what it is. Yes, they will fight for relegation. They might fight for relegation. They might, they will struggle a bit, but they'll be okay. They will still be okay. Let's call it what it is. Moving on. Chelsea 3, Aston Villa 0. I'm going to start with Aston Villa with this and say I don't know what's going on with Aston Villa. I can't put into words what is going on with Aston Villa. I don't know if it's the what we saw in Newcastle in terms of Champions League, Premier League, how being not able to adjust. But I don't know. It could be that. It could be also the players are I don't know, or Emery needs to change something. I don't know what it is, but something needs to change. I think they were hard done in Champions League against Juventus. I think they should have won that game. I think they should have won that game. Um, but other than that, the results so far have been abysmal. And this just capped it off. This was terrible. They could not do nothing against Chelsea. Nothing. They couldn't do Chelsea. They couldn't do nothing. Chelsea couldn't even allow them to do anything. So let's give props to Chelsea. But Villa were terrible. Absolutely abysmal. Moving on to Chelsea, Enzo Maresca said Chelsea are not title contenders. There's some truth to that. There's also some not so truth to that, if that's correct. But you guys get my point. I think Chelsea are title contenders. But then I also feel they will get to a point where the youngness, the youthfulness of the group will show, and they will drop a few results here and there. But so far, I love what I'm seeing from Chelsea. So far, I love the man. And I came here a few weeks back saying, what's Enzo Maresca doing? How could he say this about this? How could he but he's taking this group of players and he's told each of they play like they know their roles. So that's the good thing about what Enzo Maresca has done with Chelsea, and that's what's carried them to where they are right now. He's they are playing like they each know their roles. The ones that play Conference League know, okay, I'll play Conference League and I will go out and do what I need to do. The ones that play Premier League know, okay, when I'm in Premier League mode, we need to deliver. And it's working out for them. There's structure. That's what you want in a team, structure, and it's working out for them. Big ups to Enzo Maresca for first off finding a way to make this Chelsea team walk, flow in a rhythm. Big ups to him, and then big ups to him for taking the pressure off his Chelsea side by saying they are not in the title race. Let's be frank, they are in the title race. They are tied with Arsenal. Biggest shock of the season. They are tied with Arsenal for points and 9 points behind first. Liverpool dropped 2 games here and there. Chelsea got a run and they are back in it. They are literally top of the league. So big ups to Enzo Maresca for taking the pressure off his players. And yeah, I mean, I still think they won't do it. Obviously, now I'm saying they're in title race because of actually the entire race, but I don't think they will go all the way. I think they will get to a point where they will stumble, especially this busy period by entering. I do think they will stumble a bit. But yeah, credit to Chelsea, credit to Maresca, credit to Nicholas Jackson. Spurs in here, but credit to Nicholas Jackson. He's been on a tear lately, just scoring goals for fun. Enzo Fernandez also credit to him. I think he's been amazing. I think the way Enzo Maresca managed Enzo Fernandez, not to confuse him, but the way has managed him, I think has been really good. So credit to him, credit to Chelsea as a whole. Moving on. Wolves to Bournemouth 4. I'm only going to talk about this game because of one person, and that is uh let me and that is Justin Kluivert because he had a hat trick of penalties. He's the first player in Premier League history to score a hat trick of penalties in a single game. So that's I think that's historic. That's just crazy. And what's his name? Evan Nielsen, the striker. He's also the first player in Premier League history to get a hat trick of, I guess, fouls that led to penalties. Let's call it what it is. He's the first player, Evan Nielsen, first player in Premier League history Best player in Premier League history to get a hat trick of fouls that led to penalty, and Justin Kluivert, first player in Premier League history to score a hat trick of penalties. So big ups to Bournemouth, big ups to those two players. I just wanted to point that out. But yeah, Wolves were on a 2-game win streak, and that cut short by Bournemouth. Bournemouth are comfortable. They're enjoying life in the Premier League. They are one of those teams that are like, yeah, we know we're not up there yet, but don't look down on us. Do not look down on us. So that's what Bournemouth is. And yeah, big ups to Bournemouth, big ups to Evan Nielsen, big ups to Justin Kluivert. Just wanted to shout out for that particular reason. Moving on, moving on. Tottenham won, Fulham won. Well, this is not shocking. This is just sports doing sports things. Let's be frank, right? Let's this before this game, everyone was like, I mean, everyone literally, and even me, I said it myself. Spurs would beat City 4-0 and then might end up losing to Fulham next week. And obviously, they didn't lose, but they did not also win at home to Fulham, 10 men Fulham. And obviously, the red card happened at the 3 minutes, but it is what it is. Spurs doing Spurs it is. It's just where they are. They will just continue to be inconsistent. They might win big games, they might lose small games, kind of Robin Hood esque, taking points from big teams, giving to the small teams. You know what it is. It's just sports doing sports things. Brendan Johnson, I think this is his 10th goal in all competitions this season. Big ups to him, big ups to him. I think Spurs was a good fit for him. And yeah, big ups to him. Big ups to Brian Johnson, Spurs doing Spurs things. I'm not going to say too much into it. Moving on, Brighton 1, Southampton 1. I think Brighton missed a good chance to blow out Southampton. And this is not a knock on Southampton. This is just Brighton being better than Southampton, way far better than Southampton. Brighton missed a big chance to blow them out. And some could say Southampton could have also won this game. Anyways, yeah, Brighton should have blown out Southampton, and I think this was an opportunity missed. But it is what it is. Credit to both teams getting a point, especially Southampton. A point can go a long way. 25 points. Sorry, 25 games left to go, and 75 points left to fight for. So there's still a long way to go. There's still a long way to go. We'll see what happens left. We'll see what happens left. Moving on, Forest 1, Ipswich nil. Forest being on a tear. Chris Wood breaking the record for most goals scored in Forest history. Big ups to Chris Wood. Big ups to Forest. Forest are still on a tear. No one saw this coming. No one saw Forest being sixth in the table. No one saw that. Big ups to Nuno and what he's doing at Forest. Big ups to Forest. All the players have bought in. And it's just a good thing to see. It's just a good thing to see. This is what we want in Premier League. We want to see competition. We want to see fight. We want to see teams that we did not expect to come in and do unspeakable things. So big ups to Forest. Ipswich, again, they'll be okay. That's what I'll say about Ipswich. Ipswich will be okay. Don't worry about Ipswich. These three teams, Ipswich, Wolves, Everton, don't worry about them. They'll be fine. These three teams, I promise you they will be fine. I might be wrong. Don't hold me to it at the end of the season if anything happens. But those three teams, they'll be fine. Ipswich, Wolves, and Everton, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. Moving on. Crystal Palace 1, Newcastle 1. I think Newcastle have underperformed this season. Last season, everyone expected them to. Obviously, they were playing Champions League, so it was a big fall off from last season. But this season, we all came in and were like, yes, Newcastle will be at it. But so far, they haven't looked. Yes, they beat Arsenal. It is what it is. Newcastle haven't just looked at it this season, and yes, they have had a few injuries, and obviously, Isak also got injured in this game, but they have been disappointed. And the same can be said about Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace have been disappointing. I think with the amount of talent they got and with the momentum from last season, I think they could have done better. They should have done better this season, and so far they have been terrible. Fair point for both teams. I think both teams will take it with a grain of salt and they'll move on. This is what it is. We move on. Moving on. Moving on to the next game, next and last game of the match week. Brentford 4, Leicester 1. Touching on Leicester, Leicester appointed Ruud van Nistelrooy as their new head coach. I think it's a smart move. I like Ruud van Nistelrooy. We saw what he did. If you have followed his coaching career so far, we all liked what he did at PSV, winning them a trophy. And then Manchester United, we saw what he did when he was the interim manager at Manchester United. So Leicester, nothing different. I think Leicester will be comfortable. They will climb up to the top of, not to the top of the league, but like to the 12th, 13th position. I think they'll be good there. They'll be okay. So I like their hire from Leicester, but this was not a game for Leicester. Shout out to, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but Shad, um, three, was it a hat trick? He came back into the side and he scored a hat trick. So shout out to him. Brentford just love scoring goals. Brentford are the team most goals. Brentford are the team with the most goals in the Premier League at home. So shout out to Brentford. They just love scoring at home. Scoring is like they love it. It's fun for them. They love doing it at home. So shout out to Brentford. I think it was amazing. I think that result was amazing. And yeah, they are scoring goals for fun without Ivan Tony. Yeah, like Ivan Tony, who yeah. Shout out to Brentford. Shout out to Brentford. But that brings us to the end of match week 13 that saw Liverpool absolute dominately. Sorry, that was bad. That saw Liverpool absolutely dominate Man City at Anfield. Absolutely dominated them. It was amazing to see. Saw Arsenal put 5 past West Ham at home, at away from home. Man United looking rejuvenated, scoring 4 goals against Everton. Spurs doing Spursy things. Chelsea looking like title contenders, beating Aston Villa 3-0. Yes, that was your match week 13. Um, let's hit some quick hitters before we get out of here. FC Barcelona. When FC Barcelona were flying, I was on the hype train. I was hyping them. I was like, let's go, Barcelona this, Barcelona that. Well, Barcelona, 1 point behind Real Madrid. They have lost, they have dropped points in their last 3 La Liga games, losing 2, drawing 1. FC Barcelona, what's going on? I hyped you up, I was like, oh, let's go, FC Barcelona. And then you come and do this, 1 point behind Real Madrid. I had Real Madrid winning the league anyway, so I don't really care. But still, it is what it is. So FC Barcelona, yeah, I don't know what's going on. Hansi Flick, I do believe Hansi Flick will find a solution. And yeah, yeah, I do feel Hansi Flick will find a solution, and everything will be okay. Everything will be all right. Last quick hit up before I get out of here. Champions League match week 5 saw Liverpool dominate Real Madrid at Anfield. That was mental. No one like everyone expected, because obviously Liverpool were the informed side, but no one expected them to dominate as much as they did against the Real Madrid team. I will give you this: if Mbappe had scored that penalty, that it might have been a different game. If Mbappe had scored the penalty, to have been a different game. But with that being said, yes, Real Madrid are still 24th in the Champions League table. PSG are 25th after their loss to Bayern. Liverpool, Liverpool are top of the league. 5 games played, 5 wins, 0 draws, 0 losses, 15 points with a goal difference of plus 12. That's mental. That is mental. Um, sorry, goal difference of plus 11. That's mental. That is mental.
Sorry, I didn't get that. Could you restate the question?
So yeah, credit to Liverpool, Inter right behind them, Barcelona also, then Dortmund, Atlanta, Leverkusen, Arsenal, and Monaco make up the top 8 that will move on to the next round without the playoff round. And yes, and then the teams that will fight for the playoffs, we have Villa, Sporting, Brest, Lille, Bayern, Benfica, Atletico, Milan, Man City, Juventus, PSV, Celtic, Feyenoord, Club Brugge, Dynamo Zagreb, and Real Madrid make up the teams that will fight for the playoff spots in order to move to the next round. This format is definitely interesting. There's a lot to look forward to. We have 3 more match days to go into Champions League. So we'll see. We'll see who moves forward. But this brings us to the end of another amazing episode of Mind Road Football Fans Podcast. I hope you all had an amazing weekend, and I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Match week 14 commences by the time this episode drops. Match week 14 kickstarts Tuesday, December 3rd. Lots of juicy games, but the game of the match week is Arsenal taking on Manchester United at the Emirates. A whole lot to look forward to. Arsenal look back in form. United look also rejuvenated under new manager Amorim. There's a Ruben Amorim. There's a lot to look forward to. Um, as always, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks so much for listening to this episode. I hope you all have an amazing week. Don't forget, if you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe bell and hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that we notify when we drop good stuff. And please don't forget to like the video. Please like this video. Thank you so much. Give us a thumbs up. And don't forget, this is not the only place you can find us. This is Minor Football Fans Podcast on all podcast platforms. Thank you so much. I hope you all have an amazing week. I'm David. I'm out. Bye.
We are Rogue Media Sports.